I ain't lying out in France. Feeling on the handrail, lying in some vomit. Cats claiming they grinding, in reality that grime is honest. I am really sorry for my content. Some charmers with the offense as you chime in with your comments. I hit clips for a minute like Serrazini. Shouts to Bones and Biggie eating toast with my linguine. I'm Johnny Rotten with the monologue. And Antichrist with the ambiance. Only joking. I'm only
Mic audio
smoking, just on occasion.
and the desktop audio, so we're audible now. Just oodles and oodles of bitch. Come fight me.
Craig, wait the session. Awesome.
You fucking would. Alright, obviously we have Fate in chat already. But she is in a meeting, which is fair. I'm sure she'll join us later. Hi Lily, hi Ezio, welcome to my Discord channel. I am running D&D, apparently. It's a thing that I'm doing. And these nerds seem to like it, so we're vibing. Now let's see. When last we left off. Yeah. Attacking my Christian Minecraft Discord server.
Is he really Christian? He's wrong.
A little bit. A little bit. I am Christian, so, you know.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Oh.
You know, certainly got Christian vibes from the last session. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. God, that's forever scarred in my brain. In a good way, obviously, Doc.
I'm glad. Alright, when last we left off, you guys had ended up in the castle of the Winter Queen, who ended up convincing Rogar to make a deal with her to stay and basically be arm candy and potentially more, which pretty much ended up going not quite as planned.
Yeah.
It was a thing.
Yeah.
The rest of the party being Jinora, Laura, and
I got her name.
excellent. Cool, because I don't know where my notes are. They're somewhere.
Honey, but we call her Star.
Star.
I was trying to help you during your session with Cry and Lil, but my internet was shit.
That's valid. That is a valid excuse. So, and Star, your guide, and continue on down the road towards, theoretically, where you will find Sagittarius and Aurora. You made a deal, well, not a deal per se, so much as Zan came and stole your map for a half second, did some magic on it, and now it's a Minecraft map that has everybody's locations on it. Let's see. Zan found out that Rogar was press ganged into 1 week of service for the Winter Queen, and decided that that was a bad idea. Because it was a bad idea.
That was a great idea.
It's a fantastic idea.
I
Can
saw your
only
face.
go right.
You said if they touch a scale in you in the wrong way, your face was like, oh shit. Oh.
This can only go well.
Only go well.
Let's see. I think I know where my... Yeah, it's not. We're good. Let's see. You, Rogar,
Yes.
were found in the guest room.
It's the guest room.
Guest room. By Zan, who told you to put your clothes back on and follow her. And you did. Wise decision. And were led into the throne room, where you watched Zan march up to the queen, demand for her to kneel, and then broke her neck. Taking over as the queen of the Winter Court.
Another day.
Just another day. She went and sat and looked at you for a moment and told you to do your service, your week's service as protecting your friends in the Feywilds. And you were sent off towards where your friends would be, at which point you collapsed in front of the tent, I think Laura's tent, and fell asleep. And I think that's where we ended it. So,
Yeah.
Rogar, you are completely passed out. It's been
Yes.
an event.
It's been a hell of a long day, and I believe I got to the tent
Yeah.
during the second shift.
Yes,
So,
you did.
4 hours of sleep to catch up on from everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think my shift's coming up. So
Yep. Yeah, it is. Alright, so the second shift ends, and I think it was Janora on the second shift. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
And
Janora wakes Laura up and, I think you should check outside. Rogar arrived in the middle of my shift and just passed out in front of your tent.
she shuffles her glasses, grabs the map, sees. Just in case if it's actually Rogar, does she see the golden dot right next to the green dot?
She sure does.
Gets up and shit. Hey, Jen. The bag of holding.
Let's see. Who had the bag of holding?
Jen.
Janora, yeah. Janora holds it out towards you.
I pull out the long scraps of Laura's dress that she took off,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, this dragonborn's gonna get cold. Just throws it over him like a blanket, just like, alright, Jen. Just pats her back and you rest, I'll take next watch. Just and looks down at Rogar and then looks at Achilles, goes up to Achilles and just nuzzle him. He's like, oh, good boy, good boy. I don't know how you got him back, good boy. Just sits down on a log and just keeps watch.
Alright. You do so, you sit down and keep watch. And I would like you to roll perception for the next few hours as you keep an eye out and keep glancing over at Rogar just to make sure that he's still there and
I'm like,
still okay.
I constantly look at the map to see where everyone's at and still see the golden dot still here. It's like, okay. Just internally in her head, she's like, he's here. Holy shit, he's here. How the fuck is he here? Oh my god, okay. Glad he's here. Okay, good, good. And just, do I still get advantage with perception?
On sight, this is a general perception.
Okay.
It's not just sight, it's sound and, all that jazz.
It's 12 plus my perception. What's shit? I don't even have her page up. Hold on.
You know, that's kind of important, eh?
Yeah! Okay, it's up and 12 plus. Pretty sure it's 4. No, 3. 15.
Okay. Excellent. Your watch passes fairly quietly. There's a moment of startle when there's some rustling in the bushes, and then a jackalope jumps out of the bushes and skitters across your guys' campsite and runs away very quickly.
Shoot.
Takes off just as quickly as it skittered in, and you find yourself alone in the quiet area space again. And you have the moment to think about what else going on, and I would like you to roll for me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Okay, 17 plus my wisdom, so that's a 19.
Okay. You pass the night peacefully, you know? Nothing happens. You, yeah. We're just gonna leave it at nothing happens. Just to make you nervous. You finish your watch, and I think Star was gonna take the last watch.
Yeah.
And you can wake Star for her watch.
Hey, Star.
Star startles awake and
It's okay. It's okay.
oh,
No worries. No. I let you sleep in a little bit. You can get up and get ready for watch, okay?
okay,
Let me know if you need anything, alright?
of course. And Star gets up and gets ready for her watch and hurries outside and nearly trips over Rogar before just barely managing to keep from stepping on him. And goes over to the fire and yawns a little bit, but settles down for her watch, and you go back to sleep.
Yeah. I go right into the tent, take off the glasses, and just get ready back to sleep.
Alright. Okay. The rest of the night passes peacefully. Yeah. You guys are woken in the morning to the smell of, breakfast cooking. It seems like oatmeal and probably some spices. There's cinnamon and something sweet smelling.
I'll attend. Stretch. Just go right up to Rogar's ear, or wherever the ear could be, and just blow. Just says a draconic morning, Shiny.
Morning.
You can come join us I just had to do that. Just skips along and goes and sees what Star's cooking up.
It's porridge. It looks tasty. Simple fare, but, you know. About what you'd expect on the road.
Please.
Good morning.
Morning.
I made breakfast.
Oh, thanks.
And
Looks homey.
she dishes it out and makes sure there's plenty for everyone, and you know, it's tasty. It's like there's brown sugar in it and cinnamon, and you think you taste apples. So there must be apple in it. There's it's nice.
Rogar, having had to take off his armor before going to bed, as that's a thing that he needs to do.
Yep.
Before even looking at anyone, picks up his armor, goes into the tent, and takes the time to put that on, which takes a while for full play. Coming back out, he's kind of looking a little bit closed off before going over to sit down, and starts taking rather small bites of his food.
Alright.
Hey. What happened with the deal?
It...
As much as I'm happy that you're here, but
I was about to perform.
Perform as in dance? Or fight?
Perform. Before I started, Zan came, took me aside, took me to the throne room, and killed the Ice Queen before taking her spot. She tasked me. She changed the deal. Told me to find you two.
And what?
Protecting you two was my week of service. So, good news there.
Okay. That's a lot to take in. So, well, they helped us by changing this map, and I show him, like, these dots represent us. This is you, me, Janora, Star, and over here is Sagittarius, Aurora, and is the Queen on? I don't know if the Queen's on there. Okay, the Queen's on there. And the Queen. They ran into us, and they were looking for you, and we told them that you made a deal for us, and I guess the rest of that's history. Fuck. Well, I think after we're done eating, we need to pack up and leave as soon as possible.
So don't make this. I'll look at Star. Thank you. This is
Of course.
refreshing.
Star nods and Seems very skittish as she was previously. But she seems more relaxed now out of the palace. Did Zan really kill the Ice Queen?
Yes.
Then
Star, do you want to go back?
I don't know.
You don't. You?
Then who do I belong to?
Gently show I'm putting my hand up. Or slowly to touch her shoulder. We can find you a home. We're actually heading to Hyjamark in the real world. Our world. There's plenty of people there. I think I actually know a few people there. And they would love to get to know you. And not only that, there'll probably be a few kids your age that you can play with. You'll never have to get in trouble like you always do here.
Okay.
Okay?
Alright.
Not only that, you get to relax and have fun.
Yeah.
And just like elbow nudge. She's like, we just have to find Aurora and Sagittarius and the Queen first.
Right.
Alright. And she gets up to put up her bowl, which is surprisingly empty. And she goes to pack up her tent.
I'll stay sitting for a little bit longer,
Alright.
quietly making my way through my food. Ah,
Yes?
have you ever seen a beach?
I think so when I was little.
Hyjamark is not a single place. It is a group of islands. These islands have the best beaches I have ever seen. I was young, where I spent a lot of time. Given my life, I got in a lot of trouble for it. But you have a very different start. You can enjoy it. I think you will. I hope you will.
So too. Star looks a bit distracted now. Like they're thinking of stuff. But they start cleaning up after breakfast and getting everything ready to get on the road again. And they seem to be trying to do everything so that you guys don't have to, because they're so used to.
Quickly, I'm putting up my stuff so she doesn't have to do too much work.
Alright. Janora's caught on is doing so as well. And Brogar didn't have time to unpack anything, so
Everything's on the horse.
everything's on the horse.
Achilles!
Achilles. I love Achilles so much. Achilles is wonderful.
She is.
Alright, so you guys get ready, you pack up, get ready to go, and as dawn creeps over, as what seems like dawn creeps over the sky, the edge of the horizon, you guys set out on the road again, on the path that leads to Aurora and Sagittarius, and the Queen, and whatever companion they may have picked up.
Is not with them too, like, for Allie?
There's no dot there for Allie. And in fact, your guys' dots are so overlapped that, like, you can tell that there are 3 different colors only because your guys' 3 different colors are very different.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you thought there might have been a dot for Star. There isn't. There's not a dot for Star.
Okay. At least we're going in the right direction this time. I can't use the stars, the sun, nature, or anything in this place, so this map definitely helps.
Yep. Alright, so it is cold. You are traveling. It is... It's not to say the road's not easy, it's just long and tedious and
Given
long.
how long it is, as I'm about to get on Achilles, I'll stop for a moment before, and as I'm assuming Star's walking away, I'll put my massive bloody claw on her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to ride Achilles?
I couldn't. I wouldn't want to impose.
No?
Considering how long this journey is, I'm sorry, but your legs are very small, and you would get tired very easily. So,
Come on.
you can see, Achilles is slightly bigger than you. I implore.
Okay. Star has that indignant teenager look on her face, like, come on, man. I'm small, but I'm not that small. But she reluctantly gets on Achilles. She looks awkward and gangly and like she doesn't know how to ride. But she gets on and she does her best to not get in the way of anything.
Achilles is only slightly less smart than I am. So he's able to adjust rather easily to someone who's maybe not that used to riding a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll take the severed dress that Laura gave me. Have a look at it for a moment before just throwing it over Star's shoulders.
Aww. Star seems very humbled, and this might as well be happening, that kind of thing. But sit still, allows it. BB. So, you guys travel. On the road, you walk for hours and hours. At some point, you stop for a meal. And the time passes, and it's longer than you would expect a day to be. It's like the time passes as you think of it. So sometimes the sun moves in the sky almost as if minutes are passing as hours, and then sometimes almost as hours are passing like minutes. And for your journey, your travels, I would like you to roll perception.
Advantage or no?
With advantage, I'll allow it.
The bust?
Sure, why not? I'll let it happen.
Okay,
Natural 20 for a 23.
Whoa! Very
Because I got
nice.
an 11 plus 3, so that's a 14.
Hey,
Hey,
you thought those glasses were helping. You really did.
I'm a blind and oblivious bard.
You're so focused on like the pretty things, and like in your head there's all this inspiration and you're thinking of all these things that you could work into songs and adventure stuff, and it's just there's so much and you want to draw it. You do.
Oh yeah, she wants to draw it so bad, but she's also got a little melody playing in her head that she constantly wants to sing out loud. And I think she's just focused on it that she probably isn't looking at her surroundings.
Yeah, pretty much. Rogar, you notice something peculiar. Whereas before, when you guys were traveling, and even when you were traveling on your way to meet up with Janora and Laura, you saw, heard Fae, saw traces of folk on the, paths that you were taking, and you could see the evidence of the Fae being aware of your guys' presence, and knowing that you guys are from the mortal plane, like that innate sense. Now, you catch no sign of any Fae anywhere near you guys at all. In fact, the path you're on seems almost deserted.
And is resting on my sword.
Okay.
Ready to pull it out at a service.
Noted.
That's terrible innuendo.
But it's more than just... It's more than just eerily silent. It's like you're so very focused on the potential of something attacking that you're trying to look for the signs of what that might look like, and you're not unfamiliar with what that looks like. So you're looking for those signs. Something in the road to block the path that you guys are on. Something out of turn on the side of the road to draw your attention to it. Anything like that. And you don't see that stuff. You don't see anything that leads to an ambush. It's more like the Fae were called somewhere. Like their attention's been drawn to something important happening.
Is there any tell as to the direction that they were called to?
From what you can gather, the direction of what little you can see, they seem to have been called to the Ice Queen's palace. So,
Still gonna be a little bit paranoid, but guard is slightly down.
Alright. So you pass, you do eventually see some a Fae village with some houses and some but they're all quiet. There's nobody in the village. There's nothing. There's no lights on in any of the houses. It's creepy.
Okay.
And at this point, Laura, you notice. This is a village. There should be a lot of Fae here. There should be it should be teeming with people. But it is silent.
Do I recognize this type of...
This is the silence of a people hiding. This is a silence that you, Laura, are very familiar with.
Shiny? don't like this.
Seven has done something.
Either they're hiding from something here, or something bad's about to start. This is not good, and I feel this is a sense of very, very big deja vu. I don't like it.
I need you both
Could be
to
hiding from
roll
us.
a a perception check. Yeah.
Dirty 20.
Okay. And Rogar, perception check.
7.
Excellent. Rogar, you're too busy focusing on the space around you. You don't quite notice it just yet. But Laura, you feel this instinctive urge to look at the sky and look for a storm. And you see dark clouds billowing out from the direction you guys were coming from over the entire kingdom of winter. And
Shiny.
it's not fast, but it's certainly billowing out. And it's storm clouds.
Is it still behind us?
Yep, still behind you.
Does it look like it's catching up to us?
Now that you're stopped and standing in the middle of a village, it seems like it might be a little bit, yeah?
Shani, I think we need to find shelter really soon.
This village won't help us.
No, but there's every village has what does Bay Village has? A fairy church? Do they have one?
Could I see if there's any decent, like, hardcover structures in this village? Anything?
Is
There are a
any tree-
few houses made from stone, but most have thatch or wood roofing. It is a winter village, so like the construction is mostly fairly sturdy, but the only thing that looks to be completely made of stone looks to be what might be a town hall, or a large hall of some form.
Okay. How many hours have we been traveling?
I'd say it's about mid-afternoon now.
We continue or stay. Maybe we can outrun it.
Rogar, if they are hiding from this type of storm, I think we should probably wait it out. I don't know where, but we're gonna have to ask around.
Town hall. Then we stay there.
Sounds like a plan. We go to the town hall and knock on the door and see if there's anyone inside.
There's no answer. There doesn't seem to be any sound from within.
I will open the door.
Okay. You go to open the door. It is locked.
I can break the door down.
No. D&D's worst enemy! Doors.
Doors. Roll a strength check.
16.
All right, excellent. So you ram your shoulder into the door, and it's not a comfortable feeling, but the door does it does budge, and then you can get it open from there. It looks like it was just jammed closed with something on the other side, like a chair under the handle or something to keep it from opening.
Okay, interesting.
Or something. I hadn't really thought about what was behind the door. Just that the door was there and barricaded and or locked. So you manage to push through the door and you go to the other side and you see, yes, there does seem to be a large chair, the heavy kind, stopping the door from opening. There looks to be like a few children's toys scattered about, a few what looks like some people's things, but there's not a single soul in the hall currently that you guys can see, at least.
Did I break the chair that was boarding up the door?
Nope, you just shoved it out of the way.
Sweet. I'm going to, once everyone comes in,
Okay.
turn around and board up the door again.
All right, you do so. Now that you both have had a good chance to get a good look at the storm that is brewing, I would like you both to roll nature to see if you can identify what kind of storm.
Yay. Nature. Wow. 8
Natural
minus 2
20,
equals 6.
very nice, very nice. And
Okay, yeah. 8 minus 2 equals 6.
excellent. It's a storm. It's clouds. It might not actually be a storm. It's just clouds. You're not entirely sure what kind of clouds they are, but you know,
Big clouds.
Big
Massive
clouds. Dark, you know, something.
My nat 20 broke my computer. It's coming on now, thank God.
Nice.
My nat 20 literally turned off my computer.
That's hilarious.
Boy.
Very nice. Alright. You're not 20. You, not often, but you've seen this kind of storm before. This is the kind of storm where you either get as far away as possible or you take shelter immediately. Because this would be an ice storm.
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
To any of my dear viewers who have experienced an ice storm before, it basically makes the world unable to be traversed. You are stranded in whatever building you hide in, or else like you're stuck watching as the world turns into beautiful crystals, but very dangerous.
Star, do you have any salt?
I might. She immediately starts looking through her stuff. I have kitchen salt, but not enough for. That looks like a really bad snowstorm.
I know. It might be enough just to keep the locks in this place from freezing.
Okay. And she hands over her little bag of salt and
Just clouds.
And I start. It's gonna be gross.
alright. Valid.
She starts shoving salt in anywhere that could have a window or door, so the salt keeps the ice from freezing it completely.
Alright.
And so the gears where the doors open and stuff.
Okay. While you're doing so, you do notice just inside one of the doors that leads to the outside, there is a large bucket with what looks like rock salt.
And starts putting, like, she pretty much just starts kind of like making a weird, like, line between the door and, like, just the outside of the door.
Yeah.
And, like, around the rims of the windows and stuff.
Okay, you do so. And like you know what I mean. It's the kind of salt you throw on the ground when it's icy.
Yeah. Learned that just this year.
I live in a city where we have had quite a few ice storms before, so yeah. They get nasty. They get real nasty. Actually, let me see if I can. Because I want to give you guys an idea of what kind of carnage this does.
Most of our trees here in Tennessee were destroyed from the last ice storm. They've never had it this bad ever since. Up here.
Up there, it's sleet. I've never experienced an actual ice storm before.
It's
I've
pretty
had
much
hail. That's about it.
kind of like glass covering everything. It's beautiful, but it's hella dangerous. And not only that, I've actually had to take the garbage out in the middle of a storm like that. Well, not in the middle of a storm like that, but it felt like hot water from how cold it was.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
that's the effects of an ice storm.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Not
See
as
if I
bad
can
as
get
that, but
Yeah.
Woo!
Not a pretty sight. Let me see if I can find another fun one.
Another fun one.
That drives the message home.
Yeah, it kind of does.
See, that's what we had.
Yeah.
What we had.
Yeah, that's valid.
Beautiful but dangerous.
Yes. There was a really good one that I saw once that was icicles hanging off of a power line. But I can't find it. So, as your final fun image for the day,
Mm-hmm.
you get this pretty thing. Like the ice storms can take down power lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a massive one is coming our way.
Yep. So,
Did it look like it was centering from the palace? Roughly?
yeah. So, you guys basically barricade yourselves in. Laura, you concentrate mostly on making sure that you guys aren't locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Salting the ground as much as you can and like making sure that there's nothing that's gonna block you in, and etc. Janora has taken to, because you figure you're gonna be here a while, Janora's taken to setting up somewhere central of the building, warm for you guys to set up camp in. While Star has taken it upon herself to start a fire in the large fireplace that's in one of the rooms. Rogar, you're not really sure what all the big deal is about, but your party's trying real hard to prepare for something.
Shiny. I take the scraps of Laura's bottom of the dress. I need you to roll this up and put it underneath the door. We need to conserve as much heat as possible. There's a storm coming, and this could be a very dangerous one. I can see why everyone's hiding inside.
You do so, and you do so quickly, and you do so well. You don't know what's happening, but you know, you're gonna help.
It's just clouds. I'm just telling myself that.
It's just clouds.
It's just clouds.
It's just clouds. It's just clouds. It's just clouds.
Laura's over here just like, it's not just clouds, not just clouds, not just clouds.
And that was the first stage of grapefruit.
Yes. Rogar. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
I believe it's 17.
Excellent.
Yeah, 17.
So you start feeling a chill as you're shoving cloth underneath outer doors to help block in the heat, and you start feeling some coldness in your extremities, and you breathe on them, and right, they might be onto something. It's getting a bit nippy. It's getting nippy enough that a fire-breathing dragonborn is starting to notice.
Yes. The last time I felt this cold.
Yes.
I stop talking and I'm just listening to anything that I might be able to do to help out, to avoid thinking about things.
Valid.
Just trying to keep everything warm.
Alright.
Do I scraps of fabric on the ground? Like I'm picking up stuff to like.
There's not so much scraps of fabric. Like there's a couple sewing projects that are sat abandoned on benches. There's a couple children's toys. Nothing big enough to roll up and stick under a door. Like, it looks like people gathered here to wait out the storm, and then were abruptly not here.
Yeah, so I want to go, after getting stuff sorted out, like putting the rag against the door and all that, I do want to go around the town. Is it just one massive room, or are there other side rooms to it?
So there's a large gathering area that's like there's a foyer and then a large gathering area. There's halls on either side of the foyer. It looks like the building is built to have at least one room layer of insulation between the outside and the foyer. As there is a fireplace in the hall, the outside of the hall. There's a fireplace in the hall that Star's currently putting a fire in. And there's like a set of offices at the back of the hall. And there's a hall on the other side of the offices as well. And there's a door leading from the hall into the offices and from the offices into the hallway on the other side of them.
Just gonna start going through rooms, looking for other exits, just to try and see where these people might have escaped, like how they might have left the room.
Okay.
Because brain don't work on the fact that they just gone.
Yeah, valid.
I'm just gonna go look.
So there are side doors that lead out into the hallways on either side of the gathering room. There are doors out of the town hall from those hallways, but they are all also barricaded. As you are searching desperately for any way that these people might have left the building, roll me an investigation check.
Both or just him?
Just him. Unless
Okay.
you're also searching.
I'm curious as to why there's toys here.
Excellent.
Ow!
Perfect. Rapture. It's gotta be. It's gotta be Rapture.
I'm
Or
just why there's toys left here. And knowing Laura's background, kids would never leave their toys behind unless something wrong happened. Something wrong happened. So she's kind of looking around to trying to see if she could find anything that would be like they left super quickly, or were they just, if there's any footprints on the ground that showed that they either left the building or were they teleported.
all right. Roll investigation.
Hey, folks!
You're not sure, like, there's footprints on the ground, the toys are still scattered around. It's not, there's nothing showing that they left the building. They're just gone. While you guys are searching, I'll give you the second chance known as Janora.
Yes. Nora, the smart one.
Janora, the smart one who rolled enough to figure out the investigation, is looking at the ground and is looking at the area that most of the footsteps are gathered around, and you guys know there's some footprints over here, and looks like somebody was pulling out some purple hair.
Purple hair?
Or was it blue? Hold on.
Do we know who's got purple hair?
Hold on. Does Zan have blue hair or purple hair?
I'm pretty sure
Fuck.
Ash
Blue hair.
has blue hair. Zan has purple hair, right?
If Ash had that, like, they're opposite, so one is purple and one is blue with opposite hair.
Yeah, because I mistake Ash as winter, but really they're summer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it's blue hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
There's some blue hair on the ground over here, and shows it to you guys. It's short, like about this long. It's slightly curly, and it is the same exact color as Zan's hair.
You take them?
hair here. What do they do with hair? Voodoo?
I'm looking for signs of a struggle of any kind.
Oh, no.
Now that you guys are looking closer, there seems to be signs of footsteps running towards the doors in the gathering hall before the
I'm assuming-
footsteps just stop altogether.
Mm. Oh shit.
I turn around. I go to the fire. And I just stare at it and be mad. Because I've got no way that is. I've got no healthy mechanisms for dealing with anger right now. Oh boy.
You hear a slight pop as the air somewhere in the room is displaced.
Turn slowly.
Okay. You turn and you see the elegant looking form of Zan standing, looking thoughtful, bit tired. Tell me, what's the one thing that could get everybody in a town in one place at one time?
Announcement.
You will stop.
A storm. An announcement, and people would skip. Have somebody else tell them what the announcement was. A storm of the magnitude that houses are likely to collapse, that kind of thing. Well, a storm gets everybody into the safest place in town.
The castle.
The castle.
Are you doing this for your benefit or for ours?
Oh, well, I'm sure it benefits you. But this is a part of taking over.
Why are you here?
To check in on my investment.
Earl,
Excellent.
so why are you still here?
I'm gloating.
Like to have something on your way out? We had some nice porridge.
Zan glances around the room and smiles, and then her eyes land on Star.
Get in front of her.
Okay, excellent. Good job. No, I think I have what I need. Good luck with the storm and all. And then there's the pop of air displacing as you watch Zan vanish.
I reach my arm behind to feel if Star's still there.
Star is still there. She's shaking.
I turn around. Hey, it's okay. She's gone. And I pull her into a hug.
She's terrifying.
She is. Why does she want all these people? What is she doing?
Wait down here. How do we leave?
We can't leave until the storm goes over, or else we get caught in it.
I mean when we've found them.
When we found them?
Sagittarius, Aurora, the Queen. How do we leave?
We have to go through either one of the portals. I roll up the map in front of him. Here we are, right in the Winter Court. Are we getting close to the Autumn Court?
Yep. You're, so the path that you're currently on heads about... I wish I had made a map for this. So the map is basically like a giant, like, circle kind of with a center. So the map that you're on goes about along this way, along the Autumn Court, and heads towards the center. Like there's a diverging road from each court in the center.
Yeah.
And so that's where your map is currently going. You're currently on the path. You're about this far from the Autumn Court. If you continue on the path, it'll take you through the center of all of the courts and into the Summer Court. Or you can take one of the splitting off paths and go to the Autumn or Spring Court.
Sounds fine from here. Just... Yeah.
Yeah.
Just... So here we are. And I point to the dots. This is where they are. I think we need to either ask them where we can get out, or we'll have to get all the way back to the Winter Court to the portal. I mean, so far all I know is that we need to just get them. Aurora knows the Feywild, so she probably knows some people here.
Oh, yeah. Jinora perks up for a moment. I'll cast Sending to Aurora. And, I think Jinora can cast Sending.
Yeah, she can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jinora will concentrate for however long that takes and sends a message to Aurora asking whereabouts, like, how they're doing on the road and if they can meet, y'all can meet up, etc. And tilts her head, furrows her brows, and waits for a bit. It usually doesn't take Aurora long to respond. But there's no response. Jinora... That's odd. She's not responding.
She's right here. She should respond. There's
So...
a chance to win.
On the map, currently, where you're looking at Aurora, they're in a space on the map that's labeled Summer Palace.
So, like, did the dots from how far they progressed went all the way to the Summer Palace?
So, I'd say they were up here abouts, and they they were, like, progressing firmly down this way, and then suddenly they're over here. So, like, right in the middle.
Fuck. Oh, God. And I show Rogar. I think I know why she's not answering. And I point to the big title that says Summer Palace. That's not good. Puts it up, just starts pacing.
We need to break them out.
What did you have in mind? Just like sits down. Come on, I never hear your crazy ideas.
I don't have one. Just knowing I can do something more than having an idea.
Always starts from ideas. Oh, it shows that you're smarter than you think. Someone put that in a quote book. Holy shit.
Oh, kind of just muttered to myself, I think I'm pretty smart. Before, I try to get layers sorted out, sort out the tent, and try to get myself as warm as possible in order to wait out the coming storm.
Okay.
The coming storm that's here now, I suppose.
Yes.
Laura's next to the fire, trying to keep herself warm.
Alright.
God, I hate winter.
so tempted to do a day after tomorrow scenario here, where you have to fight to keep the fire going. So tempted.
No. No, please. No. There's different scenarios that could happen. I'm not that type of operator.
So you can hear the wind outside getting fiercer and louder. You can feel the chill starting to seep into, like, the walls feel cold when you go near them. But the closer you are to your fire in the middle of the room, the better it is. You guys cozy up, get some warmth going on.
I have, like, Star under, like, my arm and Jannar on the other.
Okay.
Just have whatever, like, blanket that I use. Well, actually not. I'll use my cloak of protection as a, like, little mini blanket around them.
Okay. You do so. Star snuggles in almost immediately and basically falls asleep like that. Jinora stays awake for a little bit, waiting for Aurora's response before falling asleep herself.
Sit back.
I'm sorry, I'm tired, jeez. It's cozy. You're warm. There's a fire going. Like, you can hear the wind outside, and that's freaking terrifying. And after a little while of waiting, you can hear something hitting the roof. And you can see frost ever so slightly starting to build up on the walls and the door that lead to the outer halls. But it doesn't progress much closer to your fire. And although it gets cold enough that, like, you can feel it a bit on your noses and the tips of your fingers, you're fine. You took precautions, you made sure that you guys were safe. I'll allow you to survive my day after tomorrow storm. Lucky ducks.
Laura's drinking still a little bit of fresh water because of the whole salt experience. Just.
Yep.
Achilles is the best pillow /
Yes.
mattress.
Yes, Achilles is. Very much so.
Yeah. Apparently, Laura's lap is also the best pillow for Junora and Star. It's adorable.
Yup. And, like, I assume y'all are in close quarters, so y'all are pretty comfortable cozied up together.
I think, how close is Rogar when it comes to him next to the fire and Laura?
I would say that Rogar... Sorry, go ahead.
You know, I would if because with Janora and Star the way they are, I would have off armor on the warmest clothes I own, which unfortunately is not that warm. And with Achilles behind me, I just would have fucking gotten him behind the two of us, and I would just be kind of laying back against him and next to you, trying to keep as warm as possible.
Feels you right next to her, and she finally, like, leans back because her back has been aching from, like, holding them too, and just leans back and just feels nice. Just
It's not
Not,
quite rain on the roof, but it's close enough.
yeah.
And you guys fall asleep to the sound of not quite rain on the roof.
Yeah.
And warm, cozy fire and warm, cozy cuddle buddies.
Adorable slash children on lap is adorable.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Hey, Shiny. Favorite season?
You, yeah.
Summer.
Dude.
Got used to how warm it is in Heidelberg.
In Talos, I live in the mountains. I see all the seasons, and summer was my favorite. In taverns, I used to be called the Summer Bard. Wild, crazy, dancing on the tables. Guys drinking beers as I'm just dancing along. Sun on my skin. And just like, she starts dazing off, leaning against Rogar. Just falls asleep.
Take a little longer to fall asleep. Trying to partially process what I very recently went through and the contrast of between that and what's happening now.
Yeah.
But just kind of let the comfort of the situation put me under.
Okay. Alright. You drift off. You're warm, you're comfortable. You're surrounded by those you care about. And as you pass into sleep and into dreams, we're gonna call a break. A bit
Okay.
early for a break, but I'm flagging. I need to drink some water, get a moment. So let me throw us into the BRB screen, and we will be right back, my dear viewers. 15 minutes.
Okay.